My whole deal is when Cam was healthy and we were there with him in 2018, we were 6-2. Just look at the tape. He played his butt off. His issue was more health than anything else. And from what I understand, I don't think these are health issues that he can't overcome. He's had the time off now. I think he'll be great. And let me put some numbers where those thoughts are. In 2018, which was the first year that Cam and Norv were together, the numbers were spectacular. Through 8 games, he was basically in every way ahead of the pace he had set in 2015, the year that his team was 15-1 and he won the MVP. Then he hurt his shoulder, and he's really never been the same again since. So there is a lot to get to here, and we have a lot of acumen ready to go. Look who's here. Orlovsky and Booger with us this morning, and Dan Graziano, our insider extraordinaire. And Danny Graz, I'll start with you. What can you tell us about the Patriots' decision and what went into the thinking to add Cam Newton?
Really just too good a deal to pass up, Greeny. And we've talked about this over the past few months with regard to Bill Belichick and the Patriots, always seeking out value in the marketplace. And this is a player with, all-time great ability, unique all-time great ability, who's willing to sign with them for what appears to be, the minimum or close to the minimum, a low risk, almost no risk, and potentially very high reward deal. So obviously the Patriots have Jarrett Stidham, who they're high on, but it was a late round pick last year. Brian Hoyer, who's a backup. So they take a shot on being able to upgrade their quarterback position significantly if Cam Newton is healthy and plays like the Cam Newton we all know, or if he doesn't, if he's not healthy and he can't, they really aren't out any significant amount of money.
That's very low risk, potentially very high reward, typical Belichick, and Vegas loves it, by the way. Let me just put those numbers up quickly here. Vegas is expecting New England to be much better here. Their odds to win the title, or at least play in the title game, have fallen sharply. The biggest change from yesterday was the new release of the division odds. They had originally been picked to finish second behind Buffalo. Now New England is the co-favorite to win what would be their 12th consecutive AFC East title. So here come the guys. Orlovsky and Booger are here. Dan, very simply, what impact does adding Cam have, in your view, on their outlook for this coming season?
Well, they go from a team that wasn't in the playoffs to a team that should be in the playoffs. This was a team that had big issues outside of the quarterback position. They were 0-4 against the top 4 teams of the AFC last year, and an offense that big-time struggled because of the skill players. Well, now that Cam is in the picture, this should be, again, another certainly a top 10, top 8 defense, and now this offense should be much better because Cam's addition is going to minimize their greatest weakness offensively. Their greatest weakness are the skill positions on the outside, and the addition of Cam is going to kind of mask that in some capacities, and so this impacts the Pittsburghs and the Buffaloes and the Tennessees and Indies, all those teams that many of us think are going to be in that playoff picture, whether they win the division or potentially for that 7th seed. This impacts them because now New England is back in the playoff race.
Okay, but that is significantly less enthusiastic than a lot of my guys were yesterday. Yesterday, Booger, I was hearing people on this show saying Cam Newton makes New England a Super Bowl contender. Booger, what do you think?
Well, I agree. I don't think he makes them a Super Bowl contender. Here's what I'll say. Cam Newton makes them a team that can contend for the playoffs. Let's not forget now, Cam Newton has had one year where he was absolutely outstanding, and that's 2015 when he won the MVP. To me, that's the anomaly. If you're looking for what you can expect from Cam Newton, you can expect probably a 55 to 60% passer, a guy that's still going to try to make some plays with his legs, and that's dependent upon him being healthy. Cam Newton is a quarterback that's never going to beat you from the pocket. He's going to have to use his athleticism to make plays in and out of the pocket. And I got to see if he's still healthy, Greeny. I mean, all the reports say he is. I want to see that he is healthy. And if he is, he can be a playmaker for this team. But I would pump the brakes on the Patriots being a Super Bowl contender. This makes them better, but this doesn't make the receivers better. This doesn't make the skill position group that the Patriots still have any better. It just adds another playmaker to this team.
Interesting. So we're less enthusiastic with the group this morning than we were yesterday. Orlovsky, you look at offense as well as anybody that we have here. What does the Patriots offense look like with Cam Newton? We know what the rest of the team is. What does it look like with Cam Newton playing quarterback?
Yeah, Greeny, this offense is going to kind of be like a homograph. And for people like Dan Graziano that don't have great education, a homograph is when two words are spelt the same but have very different meanings. This offense is going to look very similar to what it has been in the past. Tons of shifts and motions and personnel adjustments and pre-snap movements. But after the snap, it's going to look totally different. It is going to look very similar. I expect it to look very similar to a lot of what Baltimore has done last year with Lamar Jackson. They're going to play with 3 tight ends a ton. There's going to be a ton of pre-snap, and quarterback run is going to be a part of this. Now, here's where it's going to go to the next level. Josh McDaniels is a great play caller, just like Lamar Jackson has down in Baltimore with Greg Roman. And what they do is constantly, every single week, pick out who the strong person is on the defense and kind of void him, put him in the conflict. So they take a defense's best player and minimize what he can do really well. And that's what I expect New England to do with Cam Newton. That's why, and Booger's right, the skill players are still the question, but that is why this is such an impactful signing for the offense, because when you do stuff like that with your quarterback, your skill players don't need to be dominant. And that's why I do expect this to be an improved offense production-wise, because of the stuff they can do with Cam as a runner.
Go ahead, Booger.
Well, Green, notice what Dan is talking about, though. We bring up the Baltimore Ravens, and they already are talking about running Lamar Jackson less. And now we have a 31-year-old Cam Newton, and we want him to do what Lamar Jackson did last year, running the football. I just don't see it, man. Cam is 31, and his biggest thing is to be 6'5" and 260 and to use that great Superman athleticism to make plays. I don't know if he can still do that. So they're going to have to morph Cam Newton very similar to the way Norv Turner did. Cam became a better passer, not because he became more accurate. Norv Turner stopped throwing the football down the field. It was short to intermediate passes, checking the football down to the running back. If they can do that in New England, Cam can be successful. But don't make any mistake about it. Cam is not all of a sudden about to go back to 2013 Cam and start running the football like Lamar Jackson. Like, that's not happening anymore.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.